Supposedly, of course, taking on the new disciples and supposedly taking on to disciples and taking on. Thank you very much.
We can't hear them. Can they hear us? We can't hear them. Can they hear us?
Hold for 5 minutes, and we are going to be doing, we're putting on the neck beads, and then we're going to be doing Achaman. 5 minutes time, March can take over.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
There's some distortion back.
I'm here. Can you hear me? 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 Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Okay.
Hare Krishna, Hare Kirtan Prabhu, can you hear us? One second, I'm checking.
We're going to be starting with Achaman. All right. Look at me very carefully.
Yes, sir, we're hearing you clearly.
Right, with those of you who are new. Like, you can go ahead right away because you know.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji? Yeah. Let me increase the volume a little bit. Okay.
Narayana. 7 times. Did you finish? Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayana Namaha. No, you're all right. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayanaya Namaha. Good. One more. You said. Om Govindaya Namaha. Om Apavitro Pavitrava Sarvavastam Datopiva Yaha Smarat Pundrikaksham Sa Bhayabhayantara Suchi.
He should be doing the same.
Shri Vishnu, Shri Vishnu.
Oh.
Right. You have to do it 3 times. So 1 time complete. Let's go over again. Same thing. Om Keshavaya Namaha. Om Narayana Namaha. Om Govindaya Namaha. Right? Once more. You just rinse and throw it back. All right?
Om Pavitra, Om Pavitra.
Do it one last time more, and then we go.
Yes, Mare, Sundari Kaksham, Sabhakyabhantara, Sabhakyataram, Suche,
Om Pavitra Pavitrava Sarvavastam Gacho Piva Yaha Smaret Pundrikaksham Sabhayabhyantara Suchi Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu Shri Vishnu.
Yes, Mare, Sundari Kaksham, Sabhakyabhantara, Suche, Sri Vishnu, Sri Vishnu.
Okay, so I think Mark, can you hear me very clearly?
I can hear you very clearly. Can you hear me?
Yeah, very, very clearly.
Okay, great.
Amplified also in the temple room. So we have just finished all the preliminaries. They have on their neck lead.
Yeah, I saw everything. I watched everything. Nice going.
Thank you. Mark, you can take over from here. I saw on the next item we have Brahma-Samhita. So for the next hour, you can take the program over the ceremony.
Okay. I invite you all. I believe I have. Okay. Let us together recite Sri Brahma-Samhita. Hopefully you have sheets. We over here. By the way, Paramatma, there is one devotee here who will also be receiving his first initiation. So there's 4 there in Guyana plus 1 here in America, just for your information.
Thank you, Mark.
Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam Chintamani Prakada Sadmasu Kalpa Vriksha Laksha Vritesu Surabhira Vipalayantam Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrahma Sevyamanam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Venum Kanvantam Aravinda Dalaya Taksham Bharhavatam Sam Asitam Buddha Sundarangam Kandarpakoti Kamaniya Vishesha Shobham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Alola Chandrakala Sadvanamalya Vankshi Ratnangadam Pranayakeli Kalavilasam Shambam Tribangalalitam Niyata Prakasham Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasya Sakalendriya Vrittimanti Pashyanti Panti Karayanti Chiram Jaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sad Ujvala Vigrahasya Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Advaitam Achutim Anadim Anantarupam Adyam Purana Purusham Navayopanam Cha Vedeshu Durlabam Adurlabam Atma Bhaktao Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Pantastu Koti Shatavatsara Sampragamyo Vayo Ratapi Manasomani Pungavanam Sopyasti Yadprapada Sinya Vajincha Tatve Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ekopya Saurachayatam Jagadanda Kotim Yachchaktirasti Jagadanda Chayadantaha Andantarasta Paramanu Chayantarastam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yad bhava bhava tadiyo manajasta taiva samprapya rupa mahima shanayana boshaha suktaidaryam eva nigama pratataistuvanti govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasa pratipavitabhis tabirya eva nijarupataya kalabihi Goloka eva nivisatya kilatma bhoto Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Premanjana charita bhakti vilochanena Santaksa daiva hridayesha vilokayanti Yam shama sundaram achincha gunasarupam Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Ramadi murtu shukala niyamena tishtan Nanavatara makarod bhuvaneshu kinto Krishnak swayam samabhavak paramak pumanyo Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasya prabha prabhavato jagadanda koti Koti shvashesha vasudhadi vibhoti bhinnam Tad Brahma Nishkalam Anantam Ashesha Bhotam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Maya Hiyasya Jagadanda Shatani Sute Traigunya Tad Vishaya Veda Vitayamana Sattva Valambi Parasatvam Vishuddha Sattvam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Ananda chinmaya rasamatyamanakso Yat praninam pranitamopetia Leelayatena bhuvanani jagat yajasram Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Golokanamni nijadamni tale chatasya Devi maheshu haridamasu teshu teshu Te te prabhava nichaya vihitaschayena Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Shristi stiti palaya sadhana shaktireka Chaye vayasya bhuvanani vibharti durga Ichchanurupam apiyasya chatestatesa Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Hiram yatadhi vikara vishesha yogat Sanjayate hitatag pritagasti hetoho Apitata samupaiti karyad Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Deeparshir eva hidasham taram abhyupetya Deepayateva vrita hetu samana dharma Yastadrig eva hitcha vishnu taya vibhati Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat karanarnava jale bhajati sma yoga Nidramananta jagadanda saroma kupaha Adara shaktim avalambya param sumurtim Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yasyaika nishvishita kalamatavalambyā Jivanti loma vidaja jagadandanataha Vishnur mahanchiha yasya kalavishesho Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Bhasvanyatankshma sakaleshu najeshu tejaha Sviyam kiyad prakariyad tadvidadvadatra Brahma ya isha jagadanda vidhana karta Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Yat pada pallava yugam vidadhaya kumbha Dvandve pranama samaye saganadi raja Vighan vihantam arabasya jagatrayasya Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami Agnir Mahi Guru Ambaru Rudashasha Kalastatatma Manasita Jagatrayani Yasmad Bhavanti Vibhavanti Vishanti Yancha Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yachakya Esa Sapita Sakala Grahanam Raja Samasta Suramurti Rashesha Tejaha Yasya Yaya Brahmati Sambrita Kala Chakro Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Dharmo Tapapa Nichaya Shrutayasta Pankshi Brahmadi Kitta Patagavadayascha Jivaha Yadatrama Prakata Prabhava Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yastvindra Gopam Atavindra Mahosva Karma Bandhanurupa Padabhajanam Atanoti Karma Nirdahita Kintucha Bhakti Bhajam Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Yam Krodha Kama Sahaja Pranayadi Viti Vatsalya Moha Gura Gaurava Sevya Bhavai Sanchintya Tasha Shadashim Tanam Aparete Govindamadi Purusham Tamaham Bhajami Priya Kanta Kanta Parama Purusha Kalpa Taravo Drama Bhumischintamani Ganamaita Yamamritam Kata Ganam Natyam Ganamam Api Vangshi Priyasaki Chidanandam Jyoti Param Apitad Asvajam Apicha Sayatraksharadbhi Shravati Sarabi Vyasya Sumahan Nimeshad Yakyova Vrajati Yahi Yatrapi Samaya Vaje Shweta Dvipam Tamaham Iha Golokam Ityam Vidantaste Shanta Chiti Virala Chara Katipaye Ishara Parama Krishna Sachit Ananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Checking to see if you can hear me all right. One more time. Paramatma. Can you hear me okay, or just verify? Are you muted or? Okay, fine. Thank you. Thank you. Conducting initiations virtually is not the same, aesthetically, but spiritually it certainly is the same, because this process of initiation in simple language is a matter of submission and acceptance. The submission is unto Krishna, and the acceptance is by Krishna. There's disciplic succession, linking one to Krishna. So one can also say submission to disciplic succession. One can even say submission to current link, using Prabhupada's words, the link in disciplic succession. But the essence is submission to Krishna and acceptance by Krishna in a formal manner. Sometimes people ask, is it necessary to be initiated? Can one simply follow the process? And there's a very nice discussion about this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where both sides of the coin are examined. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, because the holy name is fully independent, the holy name is not dependent. One can submit oneself to the holy name, and the holy name can deliver one. No Puruscharya Vidhi, it's a technical term indicating procedures prior to yajna or some ritual where there's purificatory processes that span over a period of time. And the holy name is not dependent upon Puruscharya Vidhi or anything. There's a very long purport, many pages, one of the longest purports in Chaitanya Charitamrita, where Srila Prabhupada is quoting Bhaktivinoda Thakur, keeping it really simple. If you're on the platform of Shukadeva Goswami, you don't need Diksha. And if you're not on the platform of Shukadeva Goswami, you need Diksha. It's a little more involved than that simple language, but it's necessary. The formal connection, that is, the submission and acceptance, formalized by the procedures that are being followed, the mantras and the yajna and the tantras and the everything, is important. The essence is submission and acceptance, and the other parts are part of our Hari Bhakti Vilas, or how we observe rituals. Rituals are not the essence, but there's a purpose for them. And the purpose for them is to connect one with the goal. Specifically, sanskaras, this is one of them. Diksha is one of the essential sanskaras. And it's sanskaras. Sanskara means impression. Impressions are made by the rituals and the submission and the acceptance. So let's say the same thing in a different way. One can go through the rituals, and if one's heart is not there, it's not going to have the same effect if one's heart is there. And if one's heart is there, do we need the rituals? We need the rituals. We need at least the essence of, therefore, our acharyas engaged their followers in submission and acceptance with accompanying rituals. Now, and particularly our founder acharya, Srila Prabhupada, gave us very simple, there's far more elaborate rituals that can be observed. Sometimes devotees who are pujaris or purohits, they know these rituals and they like the rituals and they're very nice. They're very nice. But it's not without all those more elaborate rituals that the effect is diminished. They have an importance, they have a place in the whole process of purification to help qualify us for submission and acceptance. I just completed a whole session discussing the Putana Lila. We say, the killing of Putana, Putana Lila. And after Putana was killed, and Krishna was found on the chest of the 12-mile-long Rakshasi form, the gopis knew exactly what to do. They weren't brahmanas, they were Vaishya ladies. Mother Yasoda had fainted, but they knew what to do. They brought Krishna, and they did exactly what we just did. They chanted mantras, naming different names of the personality of Godhead, and touched his body like we do in 12 places with saying Om Keshavaya Namaha, just as we did during Achman. And then the mantra Om Apavitra Pavitro Va Saravastam Gato Piva Ya Smarat. By that Smarat, and specifically even calling of the mantra, brings Smaran, brings remembrance. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam. It brings remembrance. So it sanctifies. Their purpose was to sanctify and protect the body of little baby Krishna. These mantras and these procedures are meant to sanctify and protect and purify our existence. That enhances or facilitates or strengthens the essence, which is submission. The name is there, but without submission to the name, you're not going to go very far. There's benefit. Chant the name and no submission. Namabhas. There's benefit. So I wanted to spend some time, briefly, speaking about Shikshastaka 3. Because this is, with the exception of Satyanarayan, this is Harinam Diksha for 4 of you there in Guyana and 1 here in the USA, where the chanting of initiation into the chanting of the holy name is our function this morning. With the chanting of the holy name, we know from Shikshastaka 1 and 2, it's incomplete without Shikshastaka 3. There isn't taste. There's benefit. All the benefits are described in the first 2 verses. But without taste, Durdaivam Idrisha Mahajani Nanuraga. Attachment, affection for Krishna in the form of his name. I think we could all submit that we certainly could improve in the quality of taste and submission and attraction beyond the regulative practice. It's one of the most often asked questions, if not the most often asked question, how to go beyond mechanical chanting or numerical chanting or official chanting. How can we go beyond? So the Shikshastaka 3 holds the answer. And since there are vows that are being taken shortly, that one will for the rest of one's life continue, there has to be submission. You can't just be a mechanical chanter and do that for the rest of your life. Something else will start to happen instead of continuing to chant 16 rounds every day minimum for the rest of your life, because that's the vow. And vows are meant to be kept. I'll say it again. Vows are meant to be kept. I'll put it as a question. How many persons do you know who have taken vows to complete 16 rounds a day and have not completed that vow for the rest of their life? Too many, right? Whatever the number is, it's too many. So let you 4 and 1 here not be such a statistic. If you don't want to be a statistic of slackening in vows, Shikshastaka 3 is essential. So let's spend some time with Shikshastaka 3. And the first one is a little easier than the last one. The first one is the entry point to higher consciousness, or entry point to knowledge, or going further in spiritual life beyond the mechanical, and that's humility. Trin means straw. Trin means straw. And as one is more humble than not just a blade of grass, but specifically, Trin is straw. Dinabandhu likes to tell this, or narrate this way. Grass, if you step on grass, it bows down. But after a while, it stands up again. But straw, you step on straw, it doesn't come back up again. Staying in a humble state of mood, a state of mind. Now, that requires what humility doesn't mean, what's humility does mean. That's a long discussion, which I'm not going to do just now. However, it requires a spiritual conception of who you are. So does tolerance require a spiritual to be truly tolerant. That's the next one. But to be truly humble, submissive oral reception requires humility, not as opposed to a challenging spirit. The inquisitive spirit, to be successful, the process of hearing to be successful, the process of chanting to be successful, requires a submissive spirit moving towards a spiritual conception of who we are and what the goal is and what the process is, including the name. So we're submitting to the name. And you submit to the name by submitting to those who are giving the name, and ultimately the giving of the name, Lord Chaitanya. And the representatives of Lord Chaitanya, the disciplic succession, giving the name. And that's what initiation indicates. It's not just chanting the name. Chanting the name without initiation is fantastic. But to get the full effect, according to Rupa Goswami's teaching, initiation enables, facilitates, the potency is there, potential, to get the full effect of the chanting of the holy name, because of submission to the name means submission to those representing the name, isn't it? Being Krishna's devotee means accepting the position of being the devotee of the devotee, because that's more dear to Krishna than being devoted to him. Is being devoted to the devotee of the devotee of the devotee. That's Lord Chaitanya's teaching. That's what Scripture teaches us. And that's a secret for continuing for the rest of your life to uphold your vows, which shortly you'll be taking. Submission too, in that mood of humility. Sharanagati. Not just once upon a time, I was really humble and I surrendered. So that's it, done. I've surrendered. It's an ongoing process of submission, which requires a spiritual conception of self and how we're really very tiny. And in that tinyness, we're dependent upon mercy. We're meant for service. It's a spiritual conception. Now, the service can be big, small, medium, left, right, sideways. It can be anything. But the mood of service with submission, the mood of hearing with submission, requires a spiritual conception of humility. Consider very carefully, going forward in time, how you're doing in the humility department. Spiritual humility, not the trembling off in a corner kind of humility. The spiritual humility. I'm constitutionally meant for service to Krishna, and I want to make that connection with Krishna stronger. I'm calling to Krishna for his shelter. Trinadapi sunichena toror iva sahishnana. Tolerant. You all know what tolerance means. It's described very nicely, like a tree. Of course, in Guyana, you don't get snow. But we're going to get a bunch of snow up here. And the tree just stands there. Already the trees have lost their leaves. They're naked. And then here comes the snow. And what are they going to do? Just tolerate it. Because the winter will pass and then it'll become nice again, and then it becomes summer and becomes really hot and seasons change, but you tolerate. You know, we put on warmer clothes. You know, we've got a nice chadar, wool chadar, because it's cold. But, you know, we tolerate. And we not only tolerate elements, we tolerate insult. And we tolerate inconvenience and we tolerate all kinds of things. I had speaking on this topic, I had 1 hour conversation yesterday, full 1 hour conversation with a god brother who is not sure he wants to continue with the same service he's been doing because unfortunately he's feeling, those negative feelings that we feel sometimes. Hurt, abused, mistreated. I don't know anybody that hasn't been through that one. Maybe you do. Maybe you know somebody that hasn't been through that one. But it's part of the world in which we live because it's imperfect. And it's a place of dukkha by design. And behind us, unseen misfortune is coming our way today because of something unseen behind us. And it's easy to recite it and explain it in a Bhagavad Gita class. And it's a whole other thing when that misfortune comes and you don't know how to handle it. There's teachings how to handle it. There's nice teachings how to handle it. Brahma gives some nice teaching in Srimad Bhagavatam in his prayers to Krishna how to handle it. I invite you to read Prabhupada's books carefully. That was one of the messages I wanted to convey. I'll say it a few times in the course of this discussion. Please read Prabhupada's books very carefully. To maintain your vows, you need that connection with our founder Acharya to remain vital. Don't let it become weak. And one of the best ways to maintain it, read Prabhupada's books regularly. Read means discuss with others. Unpack it, and reading regularly means all those things. In the association, devotees discuss the topics, etc. But even just reading or hearing with submissive hearing attitude, pranipat, submission, with an inquisitive mood, prashna. And when you hear with a submissive mood, then you mold your life accordingly. You move from where you are today to where you want to be going forward in time towards life's goal. And as you're doing that, there's going to be inconvenience. It doesn't mean that you're bad or someone else is bad. It's just the nature of the place. And one has to be continually tolerant. And not only the tree tolerates, but the tree continues to serve and continues to serve and continues to serve. And that's what a tolerant person does, supported by that humility, recognizing my spiritual position is servant of Krishna. Not just I'm spirit, soul, not the body, but what do spirit souls do in their healthy and wholesome condition? We serve Krishna. There's varieties of ways to serve Krishna, but this is the spiritual conception. So that's half of the Shikshashtaka. Now there's two other parts. Offering respects to others. That's not so difficult. Sometimes we don't offer respects to others, we criticize others. That's very common in Kali Yuga. Not only within ISKCON, outside of ISKCON, it's just Kali Yuga. So, Trinadapi Sunichena Turor Eva Sahishnana Amanida, offer respects to others. And here comes the most difficult one. You do all those nice things, this nice thing, and that nice thing. You have an expectation. You're going to respect me. And when that doesn't come, then the whole thing collapses. You lose your humility, you lose your tolerance, you lose your offering respect to others. You fall in a ditch. Without expectation. So what's if there's no expectation, then what is there? It's shelter in service, because that's the mission of life. Vows at initiation are meant to assist us in fulfilling that mission of life. Now comes one of the verses that Prabhupada invariably would speak about whenever there were initiation. Tasmat Guru Prapadyeta Jigyasu Shreya Uttama Shabde Parecha Nishnatam Brahmani Upashamashrayam. When there is Jigyasu Shreya Uttama, that means Jigyasu, inquisitiveness, Shreya Uttama, the ultimate benefit. If you have a clear idea, or even, a more or less reasonable idea of the goal of life, or you're inquisitive, you'd like to know what that goal of life is and how to attain it. That was Lord Chaitanya's discussion with Ramananda Roy. What's the goal of life and how to attain it? And if that's your inquisitiveness, Jigyasu Shreya Uttama, then you require spiritual master, and you require to stay connected. Stay connected. I've been asked at least a half a dozen times, what keeps you going? You've been practicing Krishna consciousness now for, you want to hear the number of years I've been practicing Krishna consciousness for? 50 years. What keeps you going for 50 years? And my answer is three things. There's a longer explanation, but Srimad Bhagavatam, the holy name, and deep attachment to Prabhupada. And how to maintain that deep attachment to Prabhupada, read his books regularly. Because those who are acting as gurus on behalf of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, we're in this position because of Srila Prabhupada. And you're in your position because of Srila Prabhupada. He's our principal Shiksha Guru, and that connection should be very strong. Read his books regularly so that you'll be connected to him, and you'll have that potency beyond your own strength and your own abilities and your own whatever else, piety and good intentions and all those things, so that you can continue on the journey towards the goal. Shabde parecha nishtatam brahmani upashamashrayam. That second half of that verse is describing what's the qualification of guru. If you require guru, when you have that inquisitive spirit, how do you find one? What does a guru look like? What are the qualities and qualifications? Shabde parecha nishtatam brahmani upashamashrayam. Shabde Hare. They've understood the para shabda, the supreme knowledge of the Vedas. Shabde parecha nishnatam. They, Brahmani, they have realized the subject matter, and they can remove doubts when there's the submissive mood on the part of the student to understand. They have some gift or empowerment from Krishna to remove doubts. It means that there's realization and there's a gift of quality from Krishna so they can perform that service on his behalf. Shikshastika 3, you'll find a very detailed description in the final chapter of the entire Chaitanya Charitamrita. Please read it. Take that as an instruction. for your initiation, read that last chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita to become familiar with Shikshastaka, particularly Shikshastaka 3. Earlier in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya says that this verse is so important that you should string it on the thread of the holy name and wear it around your neck at all times. So what do you wear around your neck? You have garlands on. I saw you put on garlands. So it's an ornament. It becomes your spiritual ornament, is wearing the Shikshastaka with you at all times. One of my godbrothers, Kurmarupa, maybe some of you know him because he was in Vrindavan for quite some time. He served as a Gurukul teacher for a while, and then he started taking care of cows, and he left his body with, I think, cancer. But when he was younger, before tattoos were fashionable, he had the Shikshastaka 3 tattooed around his neck. He was wearing the holy name and the Shikshastaka 3 around his neck at all times. And he was a picture of humility, tolerance. I mean, I saw him have a little bit of a short fuse every now and then, but very rare. You teach Gurukul, you have to be really tolerant. He was describing to me what it takes to be a Gurukul teacher. And very respectful to others, with no expectation. That no expectation sounds a little bit like humility, but is even beyond humility. It's a spiritual quality. So become familiar with Shikshastaka 3 more than you are already, and stay with it, because it will empower you, enable you to uphold your vows and not be a statistic. A person to take vows and they don't uphold them because something happens. Material energy got a hold of them and they slipped. So don't be like that. And read Prabhupada's books. Become familiar with his books. Let that knowledge, however you may have difficulty understanding, keep reading, keep reading, keep reading, and it becomes part of your existence. It guides your life. It makes the heart clean along with the holy name, and it will guide your life towards the goal. Especially we have a tendency to slacken and become not mindful of the goal. So over there in Guyana, I forget the date, but quite some days ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, initiation beads were sent, and they haven't arrived yet. So what we're going to do is we'll just continue with the taking of vows and giving of your names, etc. And when the beads show up, you'll get your beads, and you can begin chanting on your initiation beads. And we're going to use a different system going forward in time than what we just did. So I think it's time now for the initiation vows. And you're in a temple where there's deities. So one by one, we'll ask you to come forward, pay your obeisances to the deities, and make your vows into the microphone. So let's start with the couple, Imran and his wife, Sharmila. Come before the deities, please. Offer obeisances. see Sharmila, but I don't see Imran. Where's Imran? Okay, there we go. I think you'll have to take the microphone and unmute yourself so we can hear you and so forth. Microphone, please. Something that's nice to do, Paramatma, if you still have the microphone, could you just speak, 2-3 minutes about these two devotees, something that you know about their involvement in Krishna consciousness before they take their vows?
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. These two devotees have been practicing Krishna consciousness. Maybe I mentioned the Imran and Sharmila. They have been practicing Krishna consciousness for the past 12 years or so. They are originally from the west coast of Demerara, and over the last 3 or 4 years, they have been living close to New Kulinagram at Bloomfield village, and he is working as a security guard at the University of Guyana campus. He is connected with the New Kulinagram temple, as I mentioned, and because of his work schedule, sometimes he has to work 12 hours a day, but on weekends, whenever he has time, he'll go and do some service. His wife has scheduled service with the temple, cooking and assisting with the deity service. One important point, which I think is the most important point, is that their home life, their lifestyle is centered around Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam. They have their own little altar, their deity service, at home. Whatever they cook every day, they cook it with love and devotion, and they offer it to Krishna. Even though they are not, let's say, in a big way committed to the temple, doing a number of hours of services in their private life at home, they are practicing fully, and they have, a reading program. Importantly, also, is that both of them have been chanting and following the rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness for many, many years. And I've been listening, Maharaj, very, very carefully this morning about his theme has been that third verse, humility and tolerance. Both of them, are very, very humble, simple devotees. And, after 12 years this morning, they are fortunate, to be receiving Harinam initiation from His Holiness Srila Romapada Swami. Thank you.
Okay, microphone or speak loudly, one or the other. Imran, oh, you got it, portable, okay. The vows before the deities and the devotees and your virtual spiritual master over here. How many rounds you'll chant daily for the rest of your life?
20 rounds a day.
Let's do this, because you're going to get older. Let's say 16 minimum. You can chant 20. 16 minimum.
minimum.
Okay. Between you and me, you can chant 20. But, Your vow is 16 minimum. Okay? And the 4 rules that you follow?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling.
Very good. And you'll continue as you have been doing for the rest of your life to follow carefully Srila Prabhupada's teachings. Yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, Guru Maharaj.
Okay. Your initiated name is Ikshvaku Das. You know who Ikshvaku is, right? You're not sure? You're not sure.
Yes.
You are sure? Okay, good. You can do, I'm sure you want to do it anyways. You can research the meaning and, the nature, the service that Ikshvaku did. Okay, now Sharmila. How many rounds you will chant every day for the rest of your life?
Minimum of 16 rounds, Guru Maharaj.
Very good. How many rounds are you chanting daily already? Same as your husband, 20? 16.
16.
Okay. He doesn't tease you about chanting 20, I would hope.
No, Gurudev. No.
Okay, good. Okay. The 4 rules that you follow?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, and no gambling.
Okay, very good. And like your good husband, you'll continue chanting the following Prabhupada's teachings for the rest of your
Yes,
life.
Gurudev.
Okay.
Yes, Gurudev.
Your initiated name. Something happened. They went away. There you go. Okay, we see you now. Initiated name is Sankalpa Devidasi. Sankalpa means intention or the purpose when you take up anything. For your information, Shivaram Maharaj just published a 1,000-page book, 1,000-page book, with Sankalpa something as the title, indicating that Sankalpa at every stage of the progress of bhakti is needed. So you can be Sankalpa Devidasi. Now, there's 2 others. Thank you very much. You can pay obeisances and off you go. Why don't we do this together? The other 2, Paramatma arranged for them to pay obeisances before the deities, before they take their vows.
Rameshwar.
Yes.
Maharaj, in the past, I'm just interrupting. They go first to Prabhupada and then the deity. Is that still in place or?
Well, is there Prabhupada Murti there?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's right
okay.
in front of us.
Okay, fine. Fine.
So you go to Prabhupada and
Okay, fine. Okay, fine. It's a big temple room. And my compliments to the people who are handling the video technology over there. It's pretty good. Nice going, whoever's doing it. So, Prabhupada Das, while they're doing their obeisances and everything, why don't you say something about these 2, unless there's someone else that should speak about them?
well, let me speak a little and then I'll hand it over. This is a family of devotees, and I know this family for
probably more than 30 years. Since the days of Granny Swami visited, we visited their homes on the west coast of Demerara. That's when there was no crane temple. From Ifla Temple, many programs we did there, and practically everyone in this family and the extended family are devotees, from Akrura Prabhu to his mother, to Mataji there, who is a disciple of Romapada Swami. Bhaktibhushan Swami or Romapad Swami? Romapad Swami. And then there are a few members of the family who are initiated by Bhaktibhushan Swami. Now there are children, grandchildren, but this entire family, everyone are practically devotees. And this is like from way back in the 1980s, we have been visiting their home, and they have been practicing, a long time. So we were asking Mahaprabhu, but he doesn't want to say anything. But I'll ask Prabhupada Dev, to speak.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj and all the devotees, the initiates, thank you very much. It's our pleasure to be part of this ceremony and to include Hare Krishna Study Center here. It was wonderful. Well, since I joined the movement 34 years ago, this was one family that was always there with us on the West Coast. Many of them probably didn't born as yet, but the original people would have been Her Grace Damayanti, who is the aunt of the initiates, Rameshwar and Dear Narayan, this morning, along with her good husband, Jamana Prabhu. Of course, when I joined, they were already in the US, but they were, and still are point persons, Guyanese devotees in the US, and they became very well known in Queens, Brooklyn, New York area. So they are the ones that have been very, very instrumental in cultivating the entire family, Damayanti Mataji, all her sisters, and her brother, and everyone else in the family, and of course the grandparents of Rameshwar and Dear Narayan also. If there was one elderly man 30 years ago in Ifrat, New Gudru Madam Sunday Love Feast, and that time the Love Feast used to be in the evening, conclude with the 6:30 Artik. That was the grandfather of Rameshwar and Dear Narayan. He was always there, no matter what happens. Of course, they are no longer with us physically, but they were wonderful souls, both grandparents. And such wonderful souls, such powerful souls that their children, who are the parents of Rameshwar and Dear Narayan, and now this generation, and then of course the future generation, as Paramata Prabhu indicates, the nieces and nephews are also picking up and following along. So I would say on the whole of West Coast of Demerara, that this family have been, the Sukraj family, have been one of the exemplary family where almost everyone coming in their line are practicing Krishna consciousness. Haribo, Srila Prabhupada ki. And I like to thank His Holiness Romapada Maharaj for you to be so close and be, so important in the development and the spiritual life of the family there in New York with Jamana Prabhu and Damayanti and the rest of them, and also here in Guyana. Thank you, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Since you've just shared all this nice thing about the family, 2 days ago, I got a little flyer about Jamuna and Damayanti's daughter, Ekadasi, their elder daughter, and she just was given some award for her work in her medical profession in the hospital or whatever it is, just glowing appreciation of her nature and her dedication and her smiles and her friendliness and her warmth and her consistent sacrifices. And I think I'll send it over to Prabhupada, to Paramatma, and he can circulate it there. You know, the family is, the spiritual potency of the family is affecting others outside of the Hare Krishna movement as well, and, you know, in successive generations.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj, Hagos Sri Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. On behalf of the Hare Krishna Korean temple on the west coast of the Marara, I just want to say a few words on these devotees here. I'm a Krura, part of the management of Shri Sri Chaitanya Chandra Mandir, Shri Gauranitada Shiva Mandir. These devotees here have been serving the temple for a while, since the inception, I think, from the opening 20 years ago, that is. They were there and they were participating in various groups. So up to now, they are doing services, Maharaj, and we're very much happy for them. And we want to wish them well. And both are married, so I hope they can continue Krishna consciousness very much in a safe environment. So thank you very much, Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So let's give the microphone to the initiates. We'll start with Deonrain, and you can take your vows. How many years have you been chanting 16 rounds?
7 years, Maharaj.
7 years. Gosh. Okay. Pretty safe vow then. How many rounds you'll chant every day minimum for the rest of your life?
16 rounds minimum, Maharaj.
Very good. And the 4 rules that you'll follow, please?
No meat eating, no gambling, no illicit sex, and no intoxication.
Okay. And you'll continue, like all your other family members, following Prabhupada's teachings. Yes?
Yes, Maharaj.
Very good. Your initiated name is Dinanath Das. Dinanath is the Nath, or the master of everyone, the fallen. Everyone that's here is from the fallen. He's our Lord. So you're the servant of Dinanath. And next, Rameshwar. How long have you been chanting? 16 rounds?
Well, from the beginning of 2020.
Okay.
From the beginning of this year.
Yeah, okay, good. So how many rounds you'll chant each day for the rest of your life?
16 rounds minimum, Maharaj.
Very good. The rules that you'll follow, please?
No meat eating, no intoxication, no illicit sex, no gambling.
Very good. And you'll continue, like your family members, following Prabhupada's teachings. Very good. Your initiated name is Raghava Das.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Hare Krishna. Raghava is one of the names by which Lord Ramachandra was known, and it's as well the line in which he served, the Raghava dynasty. That's the name of Lord Ramachandra. So now, you all there, Paramatma, you all there have to move on to what you have to move on to, because I think I'm going to sign off at this point, because we have to do what you're doing over there, over here, and including giving names to this one initiate over here. So how does that sound to you?
Yes, Maharaj. We'll continue from here with the fire jagya and everything. Just a quick question to you before you go off.
Yeah.
We'll have to meet back, or
Yeah.
I guess at least you'll have to meet back with.
When you're done over there, you text me, and we'll set up a time to do the rabbinical Gayatri mantras.
But it'll be just shortly after the program here.
Okay, yes, shortly after.
Okay.
But
Thank you very much.
You're
Thank
going to
you very
finish
much.
probably before we are because we have to do the name giving and all that. So let's say 20 minutes after you finish over there. Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be about 45 minutes from now.
Okay, but when you're done, 20 minutes after when you're done, roughly.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. That's clear, Maharaj. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Yeah. Okay. And last but not least, so why don't we have you do the same procedure? Here's nice altar. You come before the altar and the witness of your vows will offer respects to. Hare Krishna. Who would like to speak something about Vinod? Bangsidhari, the finger's being pointed at you.
So it all started with Rupa Mataji. She was my colleague, and one fine day, surprisingly, I got to share about the holy name and share the beads, and then Prabhu came to know from her, and then our meeting started. Something about Vinod Prabhu is he has been searching for spiritual truth in different ways. He used to do some yogas and all that, but he always stayed with holy name. So since our meeting, and he got some clarifications cleared, and then he chants 16 rounds enthusiastically, like, and he has been chanting like more than three years, something like that. He does it in the morning first thing, and then on he kept on adding. The additional things he added was hearing Srila Prabhupada and reading books, and he also has been doing Bhakti Shastri. He has been looking forward for this day. Yeah, that's something.
Who's your Bhakti Shastri teacher? Okay. Combination. Good. Very good. Local teachers. Okay. I didn't know that you two were colleagues. You may have mentioned that before, but I didn't catch it till just now. Interesting. Krishna has his ways of moving people. Okay. I have your beads, though. Oh, down. Okay. Okay. I brought them in this bag. Okay. How many rounds you'll chant every day minimum?
16 rounds minimum.
Good. And the 4 rules that you'll follow?
No imitating, no intoxication, no gambling, no illicit sex.
Okay. And like all the others that are taking their vows, you'll continue following Prabhupada's teachings carefully, I'm sure. Your initiated name is Vinod Bihari Das. That was easy. You know the meaning of Vinod. You can do some little research, won't take long. There's a very celebrated deity in Puri named Vinod Bihari. More formally as Radha Vinod Bihari, but Vinod Bihari is how he's commonly known. And there's some nice history. one who enjoys the joy of Krishna. So Vinod Bihari Das. So let us begin our yajna. You can proceed. Do you want kirtan for a little while?
Yes.
Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते रोमपाद स्वामी इति नामिने स्वाहा स्वाहा स्वाहा
Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshud Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Swaha. Grains, please. Explain to him what to do. Swaha, Swaha, Sri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam, Dapitam Yena Bhutale, Swayam Rupagadāmayam, Dadati Svapadantikam, Swaha, 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 Vandeham Shri Guru, Shri Yuta Padakamalam, Shri Gurun Vaishnavangscha, Shri Rupam Sagrajatam, Sahagana Raghunatham, Anvitam Tam Sajivam, Sadvaitam Savadutam, Parijana Sahitam, Krishna Chaitanya Devam, Shri Radha Krishna Padan, Sahagana Lalita, Shri Vishakan Vitangscha, Swaha, 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 Namo Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Vedanta, Swamin iti namine, Namaste Saraswate Deve, Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Paschatya Desatarine, Swaha, 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 Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Presthaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta, Saraswati iti namine, Shri Varshabhanavi Devi, Dayataya Kripabdaye, Krishna Sambandha Vijnana, Dayane Prabhave Namaha, Madhuryo Jvala Premadhya, Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida, Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti, Vigrahaya Namostute, Namaste Gauravani, Shri Murtaye Dinatarine, Rupanuga Viruddha, Apasiddhanta Dvanta Harine, Swaha, 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 Namo Gaura Kishoraya, Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye, Vipranambarasambodhe, Kadambu Jayate Namaha, Swaha, 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 Namo Bhakti Vinodaya, Satchit Anandanamine, Gora Shakti Sarupaya Rupa Nugavarayate Swaha 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 Gora Virbhava Bhumestram Nirdeshta Sajana Priyaha Vaishnava Sarva Bhauma Shri Jagannathaya Te Namaha Swaha 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 Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhobhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Swaha 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 Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratrishe Namaha Swaha 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 Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam Saha 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 Hey Krishna Karuna Sindho Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Swaha 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 Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matergati Matsarvasvapadam Bhojao Radha Madana Mohano Swaha 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 Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpa Drumadaha Srimad Ratnagara Singhasanasto Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Deva Preshtadibhi Sevyamano Smarami Swaha 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 Shriman Rasa Rasarambi Vangshi Vata Tata Stitaha Karshan Venusvanayar Gopir Gopinatha Shriyestunaha Swaha 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 Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Swaha 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 Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Swaha 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Swaha Swaha Swaha. Final mantra, standing with your banana in your hand. You can put your grains down. Namo Brahmanya Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagat Hitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Swaha Swaha Swaha. Hare Krishna. You did the simple version. You normally like the more elaborate version. It's COVID time. We just keep it simple. Okay. Kirtan. The family can circumambulate the fire 3 times. Go ahead.